You make people raise their standards. Whatever they used to tolerate, you come around and they're like, actually, I think I deserve more. Whatever they used to accept for themselves, they see how you operate and they're like, oh my gosh, actually, I want more. There's more out there for me. I deserve better. Ooh, so powerful. Yeah, you might find that you might have a brief interaction with someone, and like next time you see them, they're like, yeah, I broke up with my person, or I quit my job, that I didn't like. And I ended the relationship with the person who it was just never aligned. We could never communicate. You have that effect on people, be it how you live your life. I think that's kind of how it is. Just like whatever it is about you, the je ne sais quoi, that X factor, it has people being like, oh, that's possible. You make people raise their standards on what they believe is possible for them. So powerful. So powerful. So yeah, then I guess it's important to have high standards yourself. When you find yourself being like, I guess this is okay, I probably can't get any more than this. It's not just about you anymore. You're someone who expands other people's understanding of what's possible. You increase their capacity to, like you increase their expectations. So, you can't be keeping your expectations low. Most people out here, they settle. They've been taught to settle for much less than what they want. They've been taught to settle for what they think reasonably they'll be able to get. But you can get whatever you want. There is no limit for you. So it's hard to be around people who are convinced that the smart thing to do, the wise thing to do is to settle. Yeah, it's not what you want, but it's what you think you can get. But that's not true. You're just like, listen, even if I can't get anything better, I'm not sticking with this. You are someone who just doesn't settle. And when other people see you not settling, they're like, oh shit, did I have to settle then? Maybe I didn't have to settle. I see Sheba is just like, no, that's not good enough for me. Yeah, no, I don't know. What does this person bring to the table? I think they're blocking my blessings. And they see you move and they're like, oh my gosh, wait, am I just settling for less than I have to? I've told myself this is my best bet. This is the best I can do. But like Sheba's out here showing me like, oh, I guess I can ask for more. I guess I don't have to tolerate this treatment I've always tolerated. I guess I don't have to tolerate this treatment that everyone else is tolerating. I'm allowed to raise my standards. I'm allowed to say, that's not good enough for me. I'm going to go elsewhere. Yeah, I think you raise your standards for yourself and you just have a natural kind of like, I don't know, it makes people level up. It makes you level up. You're someone who's always kind of leveling yourself up. And that is like, infectious. It's inspiring. Other people are like, oh shit, I guess I can do differently than my family or how I have done it for so long. I can do it differently than how everyone expects me to. And it's going to turn out better than I expect. Yeah. Most people are taught to settle. And so it can be scary to be the one who's like, I don't know, I just want more. This is what you say I can get. I'm gonna bet I can get more. I want more. And the world is conspiring to get me what I want. So all I have to do is want more. I can't be one of the many people who just settle. That's not why you're here. Everyone else is here to settle. You're here to raise the standard. Oof. Because yeah, humans, we can really do anything we believe is possible. And you help us believe that more is possible. Because you just go out there and do it. You don't let other people's standards and limitations restrict you and what you think is possible. And that's so hot. It's so attractive. Oh my gosh. People really love that energy. And I think it's because deep down, people want to believe that more is possible. They hate the idea that, like, this is what, my community accepts as possible. This is what my family, my friends, my parents, my boss will never, you know, um, treat me better than this. So I'm just grateful that I have it. I don't know. You just know that, like, you can get better. Okay. This boss, this family member, this relationship, this group is not giving you what you want. Raise your standards then. Okay. Your standards aren't wrong. In fact, you're going to feel a lot of dissatisfaction as long as you keep accepting less than your standard. We come from these societies that tell us to just accept what people are willing to give you. Don't ask for too much. I think it's because they know if you were to ask for what you want, you would receive it. They don't want you realizing that, like, that's the key, actually. What do you want? Are you daring enough to ask for it? Or are you telling yourself, no, it's too much. I already have so much. I don't need it. Girl, that's not the question. It's, do you want it? Because you do deserve it. So, you're someone who's not here to struggle. You're not here to toil. You're not here to endure. A lot of people have been taught that is why we're here, to just, grin and bear it and just, not make too much noise. And that's not it. You have higher standards for yourself. You're not just going to, silence yourself. You deserve to have your voice heard. You deserve to speak. Other generations, they were like, listen, we don't get to, like, say how we really feel, but it's, as good as it's going to get. So just be quiet and accept what we're all accepting. Ooh, really pretty red cardinal. Ah, that is a auspicious sign for you. Okay. That red, that passion. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're playing around with that. You're seeing that, like, you don't have to just accept what everyone else accepts. You don't have to just accept what everyone else says you have to accept. You can raise your standard. You can be like, yeah, that's just not good enough for me. I know everybody else would accept it, but not me. I'll pass. That's how sovereign and powerful you are. And you know that you have a vision that other people don't have. So, I don't know, you're just able to hold out where other people are like, no, I got to take this. This is the best I can do. You're like, no, there's better out there. And I'm going to find it easily. I don't have to settle. If I settle for this, I'm telling the universe, like, this is good enough. This is all I think is possible. And the universe will reflect that back to you. It'll reflect back what you believe. But you believe that more is possible, that better is possible. Okay, I have one mosquito and I see one that's, like, lurking. So if my movements get more erratic, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. You make people raise their standards. Yeah. Like, people have, like, one conversation with you, and the cognitive dissonance they were having with their boyfriend or girlfriend, the, like, annoyance they were having every time their boss messages them, it gets louder just because they met you. And now they realize, like, maybe this actually isn't what I want and I'm settling for it. And I should raise my standards. And I'm not wrong for having high standards. In fact, we all need to up our standards for what we'll tolerate. We've been taught to just accept whatever treatment people want to give us for the sake of belonging and being chosen by them and, having the illusion of safety. But babes, you don't feel safe. We don't feel safe in the old way of doing things. We don't feel safe just accepting the very bare minimum. We don't feel safe tolerating a violation of our boundaries over and over. You know you deserve more. You know you can ask for more. You know you can raise your standards. And so you do. You don't like let people talk you out of your standard. You're like, listen, I just have a low tolerance for poor treatment. My standard is very high treatment. You know me, I like am very harsh with men. I have a very high standard of treatment and care when it comes to men. I will ignore them and cut them off very easily. I'm getting to trust my inner sense of when a man is trying to bullshit me. And I'm just like, okay, no, thank you. I don't have to tolerate this. I don't have to stand here and take this. And a lot of people are not used to that. They're used to people standing there and taking it, but not you. You're like, I don't know who you're speaking to right now, but it can't be me. It can't be me. So you don't even get mad. You're just like, this is not a standard of treatment I will tolerate, so I'm gonna go. It's like if like a baby is like yelling at you, you're not gonna like stand there and take it, right? You're gonna be like, okay, I don't know whose kid this is. I'm out of here. Bye. Maybe. But yeah, someone starts like getting big with you, someone starts like speaking loud with you, you're like, what's happening right now? This, I don't tolerate this. Would you get big with the Queen of England? No, you wouldn't. So you're not gonna get big with me. I'm at least as worthy of respect as she is. I can have at least as high a standard of treatment as some old British colonist can. Oh, don't scratch the itch. It will go away soon. Okay. Whew. Oh my God, I had such a fun day today. I woke up at like noon, and right after our friend Shakira had this like, there was this reading in the park thing. And so we went to this park and it was so beautiful. It was all these Black women and a couple of Black men. Billy came, of course, and we brought books and we like read books. It was so cute in the park. I was like, oh, wow, truly our ancestors' wildest dreams. Just chilling on the land, enjoying nature, no white people in sight, no one telling us what to do, no one telling us where to go. Brilliant. It was so chill. And then we were out near this place where I like to get crabs, LP steamers. So we went out and got a couple of crabs for myself. I love when you can order crabs just by the single crab rather than by like the dozen. Because I find oftentimes I'm the only one who's eating crabs. So I'm like, I don't know. I love crabs. I don't know if I'm going to eat 12 of them, you know? But it was delicious. It was so cute. Came home, chilled, absorbed, you know, some YouTube messages and some nature and sunlight. It was just so powerful. This is really what I deserve. This is really what we all deserve. Just this like heart-led life where you pour into yourself, and you realize like you deserve the world. You deserve to have high standards. What you say goes, in fact. We are teaching people how to treat us, what we will tolerate. And it's okay to be known as someone who has high standards. People are going to bend over for it. It's great. The only thing having high standards will get you is people who come correct. If people know you have no standards for yourself, you're just going to take anyone, you're just going to be nice to everyone, you don't care what someone did, who they, you know, like what they've done, you will just, I'm just happy to be here, girl. They will treat you like that. And it's okay if you used to be like that, if you used to accept any kind of treatment. We get it. We're all a little bit traumatized, okay? But like now, you know that you're here to raise your standards. You're like, oh, I'm sorry, new sheriff in town. We don't tolerate that treatment anymore. Goodness. Yeah. So keep those standards high. The higher your standards, the better your quality of life. And other people are waiting for someone like you to give them permission to do what they want, to not tolerate this subpar treatment, to not, endure this relationship they know is just like not it. People are looking for permission to love themselves, to have high standards for themselves. And you make that possible for them. That's so beautiful. And that's why it's so important for you to have high standards for yourself, because it's not just for you. Other people are like, well, I mean, if Sheba just accepted this person or this treatment, if Sheba still stays at that unfulfilling job, then I mean, I guess I have to. And let me be the first to say, you don't have to stay there, babe. In fact, you're supposed to leave. You're feeling uncomfortable and unsatisfied in this relationship, in this job, in this environment. It's because you're supposed to go. You're supposed to get up out of there. Helicopter confirmation, okay? So that's really awesome of you. We appreciate it in the collective. People will let you have low standards for yourself. And so that's why it's so important, this, to have high standards for yourself. People will let you, not have discipline, not have integrity with the things you say, with the things you do. That's why it's so powerful and valuable to find someone like you who's like, I don't care what everybody else is doing. This is my standard. And you guys don't have to, rise to meet my expectations, but you should, because my standard is the standard. That's how you are. You're setting the standard, actually, because like everyone's like striving to be like decent, which is literally the lowest standard, actually. And it's actually far too low. Many decent people are actually like very harmful, very not decent. So you gotta have some high standards for yourself, because people will just let you have low standards. They will let you be mistreated. They will let you receive poor treatment from your spouse, your family, your friends, your coworkers, your job. They'll let you endure it. They'll be like, at least you make money. At least, you've got a whatever. At least you've got this relationship. But that is not good enough. You don't want just any husband. You have high standards. You're like, he's got to be the total package. You're the total package. So your person also is going to be the total package. You can demand that. You can expect that. Lots of people, when they meet B and Billy, they recognize, they're like, oh shit, I can have higher standards for myself now. I can expect a partner who is totally devoted to me, whose priority is to make me happy, who's so invested and interested in my pleasure, in my happiness, in my comfort, in my safety. I deserve to raise my standards on who I allow into my life. If someone just wants me to accept any old type of treatment from them or from the world, that's not for you. You're here to have high standards. And when you stand on business, when you stand on your high horse, people are like, okay, oh, sorry, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. As they should. So yeah, keep your standards high. People will rise to meet the standards that you set for yourself. That's why it's so important to keep those standards high. All right, I'm gonna get up out of here. This dang ghetto bird up here is circling around. They don't want you to get this message. They want you to keep those standards low. They want to try to control the ceiling for how you were treated. But you already cracked through the firmament. We talked about this yesterday. So go back and watch that message. All right. Let me know what you guys think, okay? I love you so much. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll talk to you Earth Angels soon, okay? Love you. Bye.